good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're dialing in today. As Mary explained, I'm the Director of Learning and Skills Certification at CompTIA UK, and my job is to really work with our partners to deliver outstanding programs to help more people into the tech industry and progress their careers. We have a fantastic panel here today, so let's go meet them. So let's meet our final panelist. Yap, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi, thanks Jishan, thanks Mary. Hi, my name is Yap. I'm coming from Malaysia, it's the other part of the world. I'm actually working for Infosyte. I'm a technical director. Has been in the industry for the past 20 years. We are now having our mobile phone. If the mobile phone is away for, let's say, for a couple of minutes, we will be so worried. Okay, so all these come together because of the technology. So we need to have the network, we need to have the server working in the background to provide us all the service. So when we need more network and more server, and we move the hardware to a central location called the data center, as what Scout mentioned just now. So then we have a cloud. So a cloud is in a nutshell, is a collection of servers and network in the data center that provide us with all the service, and with a simple click now, we can have all the service available. Right, so that is what the modern infrastructure is about for me.
Yeah, we hear terms like private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud. Can you describe what the differences are between these models?
Hi, thanks, Jason. So in a nutshell, the private cloud model, as what Scott mentioned, is the private data center generally located in your organization. Therefore, the services and infrastructure in private cloud are always maintained solely for your organization. So that is, in a nutshell, the private cloud. So you own everything, you have to pay on your own pocket. So it's very expensive. So then we have the public cloud. All the hardware, software, and all the supporting infrastructure, including the coolings, the powers, are managed by your cloud provider. However, you share the same hardware, storage, and network devices with other customer or client, with other organizations. So this is where we call public cloud. So we have something in the middle we call as a hybrid cloud. So it combines on-premises infrastructure of your private cloud and the public cloud. So we have the hybrid cloud. So the hybrid cloud is some of the information that you need it to be, especially the computing, you want it to be scalable, you put it into the public, but some of the more private information about your organization data, you remain it inside your private cloud. So we have the hybrid cloud.
Now you run an organization called Infosyte. Now when lockdown was happening and all that challenges were going on, how was the transition for you? Could you just enlighten our audience about that?
Okay, in Malaysia, the COVID case is still increasing. Sad to say that we are still under lockdown. Many of my colleagues still working from home. So I think having a good internet connectivity and a good laptop are crucial. Right now, I'm using my laptop to have this conference. So we collaborate mainly in video and voice during this time. So the demand for good connectivity has been on the rise. I think the service providers are increasing their capacity and expanding their coverage. The 4G is very important. 5G will be coming soon to Malaysia. So hopefully that, cross our finger, it will be there one day. So IT department is setting up new virtual private network, or VPN. So this is a technology where we can connect from our home to the office using the internet. So using the VPN, our staff can connect back into our office to access the files, the data, and my finance can actually do their salary, all the accounting. So right now, we have not enough IT support staff to support all the call from the user. So I think that currently this is what happened right now in Malaysia when we're still having the lockdown. And during this time, I think data security become important. So it's very important for the user to, when they're accessing from home, they need to secure the connection and make sure that when they're accessing the data, they do it inadvertently to leak out the information, or the worst is corrupt the data by some sort of virus or ransomware. So all the above mentioned factors put a lot of pressure in the IT infrastructure when we work from home.
What I'd like to concentrate now upon is figure out how do people work today and how does that impact the IT infrastructure. Yeah, can you, I know you touched upon this a bit earlier, but can you elaborate on what you said on that, please?
We are actually working from home. So the IT infrastructure, as what Bob and Scott mentioned, is very important. So IT infrastructure are actually very stressed, and we need more cloud infrastructure. And once we touch on the cloud infrastructure, we need to have a very good connectivity. So I think more important now is that when we are having this pandemic and we do not know when it's going to end, I think that we have to strengthen our security, our connectivity, and more important is the security. I think all these are very important criteria for us to make sure that all the IT infrastructure are secure and we can able to use all the data and our work will be still flowing.
Now, where does that responsibility lie in terms of maintaining, configuring hardware to the user for the user, and how does that impact business operations?
Both the users and company are responsible, all right? Because if the laptop is issued by the company, so there are certain terms or the condition that how the asset is being used, especially when you say that the laptop is being issued to the ladies and they are being used for other purpose. I think that is the easy way for the virus infection to go into our corporate network. So therefore, users need to have a very basic or security understanding. We all know that there is phishing going on. So basically, they're trying to phish a lot of information and trying to send you some email so that you can click on it. And once you click on it, then this information will be stolen from your laptop. So the user need to be having a security understanding and the proper use of the company issued laptop. So if the user home does not have a suitable bandwidth and the company can issue them with a mobile internet, because what's the point for the company to issue you a laptop without a mobile internet? Especially in my country, not everywhere that we go have this broadband with the fiber. So for my organization, we issue them with the mobile internet plan. So beside that, I think to secure the laptop, company also need to install some antivirus or endpoint protection software so that it can protect both the data as well as the information that corrupted to flow into the corporate network.
Yeah, you might excuse me, but I'm seeing the phrase skills gap day in, day out, as it were. And I'd love to hear, in your part of the world, where do you see the particular skills gaps happening for IT pros?
I think that the skill gap here is mainly on the user do not actually just learn the skill, but they need to practice it. So for example, we have the degree holder who actually have the academic, which is excellent. But those academicians, those students who learn the degree, by the time they already get their degree and try to apply to the industry, some of the skill set that they learn in university doesn't really apply or may already obsolete, because IT has been changing so fast, especially now we are looking into the cloud technology. As Bob mentioned, both the soft skill or life skill and the technical skill is very important. So when we touch on the technical skill, especially with the current breakneck type of speed, I think that for our, sorry about the noise over here. So in our country over here, I think that more important is that we need to fill the gap with real skill. So this is where the certification come in. For example, CompTIA always update their certification. This update is important because technology are changing so fast. As what Bob mentioned, the A+, the Network+, the Security+. These are very practical skills that I think that for those students who already get their degree, try to get this certification and start don't just mention, don't just look into the A+ as an elementary or foundation. This is very good because for me, I started like 20 years ago, whether you believe it or not, I start with A+. Okay, so get your hand dirty, get yourself not only learning the theory, but fit it with the real experience. Get yourself to have the hardware, build your own server, then look into how the virtualization works. From the virtualization, how you can actually make it into the cloud, how the cloud actually works. So for me, the gap is really on the doing part and getting yourself passionate about the technology, as what Bob mentioned. Get yourself with the real, what we call the industry skill.
What are you studying right now, or what certification are you going for?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Actually, I like to learn as many as possible. Right now, I'm looking into cybersecurity, and I think that because I'm working for one project that require me to really go into very in-depth, I do have some basic certification on the security, but I would like to do more on it. So definitely the cybersecurity is something that I'm looking into and working very hard to get one for myself.